Welcome to a fine gaming experience, everyone. Bricks here, and I'll be doing this one solo today. As you can see, I got the new Iceborne title card up. We'll be exploring some of the new moves and whatnot with Iceborne very soon, and you might even see one or two this episode. Since we're taking on such a big challenge, Fiona's just getting psyched up for it. But a big challenge like this means we have to prepare carefully, so not only does she need to get psyched up, we need some new gear. I was originally planning on taking on Devil Ho, but the game wouldn't let me. I actually have to take on this quest first. I already had the Taziki daggers, which were a lightning element, but not very strong. These ones I'm building right now are probably the best lightning daggers I can make. They have good damage, they have good affinity, and good element. Plus they look kinda neat. They go up from these fuzzy knives to these weird fang, tooth, claw on fuzziness. Like that. But not bad stats there. The only real problem we got is low sharpness on it. Not many daggers have really high sharpness anyways, so get used to it. Now, armor-wise, I wanted to get the critical element skill, so we're going to grab the Rathalos body piece here. I even took off the cat head so we could see our fancy new gear full on. And since our foe is so dangerous, I want the gut skill. If you remember that one, it'll potentially save my life if I ever die. One of the other nice side effects with this set, though, is it has very high earplugs. As you'll see in the fight coming up, I can pretty much ignore any monster roar and still wail on it during it. Gives you a really nice window to just do some damage. And you remember me showing off these. Critical boost will be quite handy. Not to mention the critical element it'll give me. Hey, and our set actually matches. To continue the survivability, I'm going to be giving myself Divine Blessing not 1, but rank 2. Sadly, we can't do rank 3 yet, but we're very close. Also, I'm going to upgrade the armor. First time showing this off, I believe, and you use your armor spheres, which each have their own point value, to upgrade your armor. It can only go to a certain level, but as we go further in the game, that'll go higher up. Each upgrade gives a defense boost, so dumping a lot of levels into it can be quite handy. Unfortunately, all the other armor pieces are too high tier to be upgraded. Here we go, Nurgagante. This is probably one of the hardest fights you will run into when you first play Monster Hunter. Don't take this video as a typical fight.
Ah, you made it. On time, too.
I'm pretty lucky on this one. So yeah, since we stopped Nurgagante from having his lunch too many times, he's extra pissed off. And to give us supplies, it's almost nothing useful. But I'm prepared. Anything this important, I'm going to take my mega drinks for. If you're having a hard time, taking a mega drink or two there can give you a nice leg up. It doesn't wear off, and you might as well get some extra helps against some of these creatures. Grab some crystal burst on the way. I gotcha like a knife. And a lot of panicking gajalakas. I believe that was run the fuck away. Oh, and here's the big bad boy himself, Nergigante. No little wimpy fight like on the back of Zorah Magdaros. We actually gotta take him out this time.
Run! Smash! Full power!
Yeah, that's good advice. Now, Nurgagante will have a bunch of spines that start growing out of it. These spines will start getting longer and longer, and eventually they will turn completely black. When they are completely black, you can't break them at all. And he'll get new moves based off it. Any of his stuff, like he'll have a little headbutt there, he'll launch spikes forward with it. He has a little side wing dash that will send a... Ooh. That'll send a bunch your way. Now, if you manage to break one set of spikes, it'll stun him temporarily. He'll get knocked over a little bit and have to catch his breath. If you manage to break two sets of spikes within a small period of time, he'll get completely knocked over and on his ass for you to beat up. So that was me breaking one. And right there was one of the new combos from Iceborne. If you press circle 3 times and then L2, you'll go into a grapple. That grapple is really nice because normally a weapon attack with a grapple will only drop a slinger ammo the first time and weaken it on the second. That one will automatically weaken it. Oof. Nergigante is really aggressive, and I'm very fortunate he is going after my cat. Or Mega Man. I'm also really lucky. I get so many dives with the daggers across his full length. That does so much. Although he nearly kills me here. More than once. The good thing with Nurgagante is almost all of his moves he has a lot of tells for. He reels back for a lot, he growls. The biggest one to watch out for is when all of his spines end up turning completely black. At that point, he'll roar, just like that. Here we go. Jump in the air, dash at you, and send spines every which way. Normally, the only real way you can dodge that is with the Superman dive, which I fail at every time in this video. Suffice to say, having fully upgraded armor against this guy is a very smart idea. You can cut off his tail, break both of his horns as well. Little spoiler, I don't break both horns. I'm sorry. I tried. This little sub-layer of his is really neat. A lot of hills you can slide on. Those crystal pillars you can run into to do your leaping attacks. For something like daggers or hammers that really have great... Oop, that was my other Iceborne move. You'll basically be able to interrupt a combo by pressing L2 in a direction, and you'll shoot off a piece of slinger ammo and leap off to the side. It gives you invincibility frames. You can do some extra damage, or in a case like I just did there, blind him quite opportunely. Still not quite used to it yet, though. I'm working it into my repertoire. Now, if you are really lucky, you can actually cheese Nurgagante with flash pods. He is hyper aggressive, so if he decides to run away and change areas, flash him and then attack him. He'll usually be so mad at that you stopped him from leaving, he'll stop leaving. You can see those black spines on the top of his head like I was talking about, and how the arms are nearly getting there. I do apologize for the gooch combat. I don't mean to do it so much, it's just sometimes I will slide underneath his belly. And with a lot of his tells, you're pretty open to just wail on him. You can see his big roar there, and how I just ignored it. Some monsters, like you saw how some of the dragons in particular like using their roars to set up other attacks. Having earplugs will make you completely immune to that setup and give you time to dodge or counterattack with your own stuff. It's amazing how many of these beasties really do not appreciate you trying to interrupt them. He has those little short flying leaps he'll do, but he's tired already. Sadly, I'm not ahead of him enough to cheese his exit. Now, in his lair here, he'll constantly grow his spikes. And he can open up 2 new areas. If you look on the map, there's X's with red lines between them. It's random which one he'll open up, and personally I like the one he doesn't open up in this video. Gives you a little bit more space and has a small ledge. The one he does break here has flash flies you can use. And those little spots right there where you saw the rocks falling from the ceiling, are natural hazards. You gotta be a little careful. So does Nergigante. I cut his tail off. What you gonna do about it? Oh, that. I thought I was safe. I thought he was gonna leap into the wall. That's what he's doing right here. And no, you can't interrupt it. I don't know why I tried. But flash pods can be so much fun against him. Just let him rage and attack some weird direction. Maybe give you a breather to heal up at least. There's that Iceborne grapple again. I will be doing the Iceborne grapple techniques in the next video, so anyone curious on that, wondering what it's all about, don't worry, I got you. Come here, look at me. Close enough. Not the fanciest kill, but a clean one. In my trial run I did for this, I died 2 times, but was able to stop him from coming back to his nest at all. Most players have to SOS flare this one, so again, please do not take this as a typical fight. And with Nurgagante dead, this actually gets us very close to the final boss of the original game. That doesn't mean we're close to the end. There's still a lot more that opens up afterwards, and we still have Iceborne and all the goodies that come with that. I like the look of our new armor set a lot better.
Well, look who's still with us. So we have elder dragons eating other elder dragons. Wonderful. That clears some things up.
Yeah. We weren't looking at the big picture. Until we came to the new world, how could we know?
Nergigante came here looking for a feast.
And we stopped him. Again.
And he made a real mess of the local ecosystem in the process.
Theory's good.
Now that the problem child's been put to bed, the other elder dragons should revert to their usual behavior. You did good. So, you ready
That
to
is
go?
a veiny bicep.
What's wrong?
No. There's a piece of the puzzle missing.
Dun dun dun.
How did this area end up becoming such a hotbed of energy in the first place? Enough energy to lure in a menace like that and convince it to switch habitats doesn't just naturally happen.
What do you think, Mega Man? Oh, yes. Anyone that recognizes this area, this is one of my favorite creatures right here.
What have we here?
But you won't be seeing that for a little bit. Just look at those chompers. Not only do we get a bunch of Nurgagante bits, the high commendation is very handy for upgrading stuff. Now we can upgrade our armor and even more goodies. So pretty.
Alright, gather round. Let's get council underway. As you all know, when Nergigante descended into the Elder's recess, it stirred up a veritable hornet's nest. Being that Nergigante feeds on elder dragons, you can imagine that every monster in the recess got spooked.
Like a fox in the hen
I
house.
could nip this problem in the bud by eliminating Nergigante. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Despite our best efforts, the situation has escalated. Elder dragons fleeing Nergigante's wrath have started invading other areas.
Now we're coming across elder dragon tracks left and right. In the forest, among the wildspire, even in the Rotten Vale.
You might recall me picking up those cat paw prints in the Wildspire Waste not too long ago.
So far.
Many of you have crossed paths with elder dragons in the old world. You know the consequences of their cataclysmic power. And you know what dangerous adversaries they make. But no matter the danger, we have to seize upon this opportunity. We'd be fools not to.
Finally! Thought you'd never ask.
Yeah, all right. First things
What are you
first,
excited about? You just
I
make
want
the
our
armor.
field team to start gathering evidence. We need to track down these beasts and pinpoint their exact locations. So I've decided to split you into 3 groups. Field team leader, you'll be heading up the ancient forest investigation. And the Wildspire Waste, that one's yours. As for the Rotten Vale, we'll be needing the 3rd Fleet's help with that one.
Spoiler,
I'll leave
they'll
it
need
up
my
to
help
these
with all of them.
delegates to decide how to use the field team. Lastly, don't forget to relay your findings to the ecological research team once you've gathered enough evidence. Everyone clear? All right. Dismissed.
Now you're talking.
They really need to give him more than just that hand wave animation. When you're talking to him for a bit, it gets really noticeable. Admiral's instinct. The highest level of instinct. And poof, he disappears. So 3 new Elder Dragons to hunt down.
If the Elder Dragons aren't showing any signs of settling down, then we'll have to look into it.
Each one is pretty unique and a fun fight in their own right.
Oh.
This new unlock is a bit of a disappointment, to be honest. You can meld decorations now, but it's all very, very basic ones. Not to mention, very soon we're going to get a event quest we can do that lets you farm decorations very easily.
Go! Carefully!
Again, she was so short, I went past and talked to the wrong person.
Thanks.
They can't let us forget that Kirin is an Elder Dragon. It's not one of the 3 we have to take down, but still gonna be part of the show. And I love this guy. Every single time we talk to him, he's just eating away, handing off his jobs to us. Doesn't even ask if we want to. There's no yes-no prompt, just take my work. Please. Ah, Millennial Salmonella. And like I said, we're only going to see the Nurgagante set here. We are running a little bit long. But what a set it is. The male, of course, looks pretty boss there. Like something out of World of Warcraft or such. Those shoulder pads are just awesome. And the female set is pretty neat too. Lots of unlocks there, as you can see, but we'll get to that later. A lot of offensive skills on this one. This is a lot of attack up and just stamina raising ones, especially when the monster is at its full aggressive state. Which pairs very nicely with the skill you get from the set bonus here. It's incredibly powerful. This one will let you basically regenerate with each hit you do. As you can guess, we'll be wanting to farm a little bit more of Nurgagante very soon to get some of that. And the beta version turns you purple. Although the spiked skirt is pretty boss. All the beta ones get the really dangerous looking shoulder pads. And we can't forget our kitty. This one you get from sending your palicos out on safaris. Every now and then you'll get a piece of sinister cloth. It's an okay set and looks pretty neat as a Grim Reaper, but just doesn't compare to the next one we're about to see. Just look at that. The spiked back, the glowing eyes, even the hammer is a face with a spiked nose. Definitely a really great set. So that was a surprisingly easy fight there. And next time... Oh, thank you, Fiona. I appreciate the confidence in us. But next time, we'll be exploring a little bit of the things we missed. So I hope you join me next time, and take care all.